Howdy, y'all. I'm Jace, and I'm a sex addict. Each week I come on and answer questions with regard to my life as an addict or a person in recovery, or as someone exploring the world of healthy sexuality and relationships through my documentary film, Suddenly Celibate. This week's question was a follow-up to an earlier post about relationships and recovery, in which I really came to accept and acknowledge that I do want love, I do want care and nurturing, I do want a partner and all of those things. So the follow-up question is, does that mean I am out seeking one? Am I in the game, out on the field, or I don't know what the terminology is for it anymore. And yeah, I kind of am. It's been really interesting as I continue to grow in my recovery, my sobriety, my spirituality, just all of these different areas in my life. I've really gone through many transformations. And though I've not really discussed this on here, um, yeah, I have been in love with two people since really getting to my sobriety. The first was something that developed over a pretty long period of time with someone I was close to, and those feelings just evolved into intimate feelings, more romantic feelings, and everything. They were not returned by that person who does care for me, and I'm super fortunate that both people I fell for are absolutely wonderful human beings. So that's a huge step up from some of my choices in the past. But yeah, the feelings were just not there on the other side. And I'm not going to lie, that sucks, right? Like, not going to sugarcoat it. That hurts a lot to love someone in that way who doesn't love you back. Definitely a big blow. Tried a few different attempts at different things there. Blew up in my face. Totally should have seen it coming. But yeah, I mean, that's something that just kind of lingers on in my heart and my head, and always will. I think in some ways, once I love somebody, you're in for life. Like, I've never stopped loving anyone I've loved before. I don't necessarily want to be with them, and that's the case with this person as well. But you're kind of like in the club forever, whether you want to be or not. So that was one. And the second came on more suddenly. It was someone that I had met a few times, and once we really start to get to know each other, I really fell pretty hard. Really awesome person, and the manliest man I'd ever known. I still, to this day, have never found anyone sexier than him. He was smart and fun and, just very like primitively manly in a lot of ways. He's unlike a lot of people I'd ever met before. And I just love and respect him a ton. That is someone who thought they wanted to be with me and then decided that they didn't, which was another pretty painful blow. Yeah, I was going to say, but that's life, but F that. That stuff sucks. Yeah, it's life. Life is tough. It's not fair, blah, blah, blah. It still hurts. It still is hard. And that has been. It really has been. It's someone I saw potentially in my future, had great communication, really built a healthy foundation with that person. And, that just ended when it ended. And I'm definitely a believer that all things happen when they're supposed to. So I have to have faith that that ran its course and I gained all I was supposed to, and vice versa. And, move onward. I give a lot more details about both of those in the film. So if you have more interest, you'll have to check out the film when it comes out to get details on my more specific love life. But yeah, since then, I mean, I really don't know what I'm looking for. After several of the interviews I've had in the film with relationship experts, dating experts, love experts, all of these different people, they've really given me a new excitement, a new hunger for meeting people in a romantic sense. And I'm really just recognizing that I have no idea what my partner will look like. I don't know what he or she will do for a living, what their hobbies will be. I have no idea. So I'm really trying to be open to anything and anyone. I've made some embarrassing attempts at um, picking someone up, hitting on someone, flirting. I don't know. Like, the funny thing is that though I have more than my share of experience in this realm in the past, that was all as an active addict. Me as a healthy, sober person has never really approached someone. So I'm kind of like a preteen out, like, awkwardly groping my way through the situation. Bad choice of your words. I'm not groping anybody. That's not my attempt at picking people up. I want to make that very clear. But yeah, so latest example, saw a very good looking person at a music venue, and a friend of mine happened to know him. So I was like, hey, you should introduce me to that guy. He's really cute. And he was like, yeah, because he's not used to me wanting to be introduced to guys. And I was like, yeah. And so it was loud. It was a super awkward intro. I'm sure I said embarrassing things. I don't even know. But so afterwards, he was like, go pick him up, go hit on him. And I'm like, no, I don't know what to say to someone like that I met for 5 seconds. I mean, honestly, like, what would I be saying? Like, hey, I think you're attractive. Any chance you have a personality behind that? Like, that's what we're saying when we pick someone up, right? We have nothing to go off of except initial attraction. And he's like, yeah, go say that. I was like, no way. I'm definitely not going to say it. And he's like, oh yeah, he'll like it. I was like, no, zero chance. And also, I have a very long history of being the one that does the initiative, the aggressor, if you will, or, that seems like a negative word, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, I go out and, make the first move and all of that. And what I've ended up with is a lot of men who don't take action in all areas of their lives. Not really what I'm looking for. I definitely have found I am more attracted to someone who wants something and goes and gets it without fear or shame. That's really what I'm looking for in a partner. So I would rather have someone who's willing to at least come talk to me first or whatever. And as far as relationship goes, I rock it pretty equal. But either way, so he's like, well, at least go say it was nice meeting you or whatever. I said, okay, I can do that. So I did. I was like, hey, yeah, it was good meeting you. Blah, 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 whatever. And my friend comes up and was like, oh, hey, yeah, man, I was telling her if I'm not here and she wants to come see a show, like, you'll take care of her, right? And then he just leaves. And the guy was like, yeah, definitely. If you want to come by for a show, like, yeah, hit me up. Or if you, if you like want to grab lunch, then yeah, I mean, that or not, it's fine. And I was like, okay, sure. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I was like, and I was even like, oh, I wasn't sure how to like come and do that. It's always awkward. What are you supposed to say to somebody? And, like, oh, you're attractive, got a brain, right? It's weird. These things are coming out of my mouth, by the way. And then he's like, well, I'll give you my number. That way I'm not like creepy, like contacting you. And I was like, okay, sure. And then I yelled at him unintentionally with all of the resentment of these people from my past who did not want to take the first move. So I was like, no, I'll give you my number. That way you contact me. And I like scold him. And then I tried to play it off like, haha, I don't want to be the creepy one. But it's kind of hard to backpedal from yelling at a stranger. And so whatevs, I give him my number, and then as this is going on and I'm putting it in his phone, I say just all kinds of uncomfortable, weird things, to which I end something along the lines of, I don't interact with people very often. And he's laughing, kind of. And yeah, then I'm like, we did it, good job. And then he goes to shake my hand. I go to give him a high five, and it's one of those like awkward moments, to which I just like do like a weird dance move, and he's like, and then I just like leave. Oh, except that I go out the wrong door and I have to turn around and go out the correct door. He did not contact me. Not even gonna lie, wasn't super surprised. by that one. But that's my game. That's what I got. That's what I'm out on the field working with. So it might be a long run for me. I don't know. I do have a lot of qualities. I just don't know how to interact with people I find attractive without being incredibly awkward and nerdy. So, yes. I don't know. Honestly, like I had this realization where I was like getting upset, like all this rejection in my life recently, with these, people I've been interested in or that I've loved and haven't loved me back and all this stuff. And then I really realized like no one's rejected me yet because none of these people have actually met me. The person that the first guy knew isn't me at all anymore. I might look the same, I might have the same, sense of humor in some regards, but I've changed so much since that time that that person really isn't me anymore. And even the second person, though it was not as long ago, I have changed so much from that. I view the world differently. My heart, mind, soul, and spirit are so much more open than they've ever been before. That, when that was going on, I couldn't even sit and relax for 5 minutes without feeling so much guilt and stress. And now I have a weekend, I take days off. I enjoy my time. I enjoy myself. I have fun. I'm playful. I'm goofy, these things that I just couldn't do when he was around. Not because of him, just stuff I needed to work through on my own. I had a lot of stuff from childhood I hadn't dealt with yet that was really weighing me down, and now that's altered as well. And even that guy, I mean, he met me for like 5 minutes, right? So how he's not rejecting me, he doesn't even know me. So what I realized is like, I got to get out there and start letting people meet the new me. So that's what I'm doing, very weirdly and slowly. But it's been kind of fun. And also, I've really enjoyed just talking to people and getting to know people with no agenda, no mentality like I used to have before on like, oh, what can I get out of this person? Or how can I use them to benefit me in some way or another? Just some, foolishness, mean, stupid stuff that I used to do when I would meet people. So yeah, I'm out there, not looking to fall into anything super fast, but definitely testing out the waters, putting the toe in, maybe the foot. Might get the whole leg in there before too long. So yes, there you go. That's all I got on that question. Yes, it's the holidays, so videos might be a little here and there just because things get busy. I'm going to spend some time with my family. I'm sure you guys are too. But keep sending in your questions and I will send out responses when I'm able. You can do so on my website, suddenlycelibate.com. I am on YouTube, the same name, and you can find me on Facebook as well. Until then, guys, stay curious.